What's good, YouTube? It's your boy KFLeXin. I'm back here with another video, and today we're gonna get into the Miami Dolphins with the most amount of pressure. Starting off this video, let's just say, shout out to you guys for showing the amount of love on the last video. I got over 200. We got over 200 likes on the last video, and truth be told, you never really know when you stop uploading for like 2 weeks how it's going to people always say like, Flex, you overreact whenever you don't upload for 2 weeks. You come back like you ain't come back for two months. But truth be told, you never really know when it's your time to really like fall off or something like. Bro, like I upload these videos and I never know when it's gonna when are people just gonna get sick and tired. So every time I upload a video after like a 2 week hiatus or a month, I'm always wondering, is this the moment I fell off? And you know, you guys always show up. I know one day y'all gonna get sick of me, but right now we're doing well. Now today's video we're gonna talk about the most pressure, okay? And who has the most pressure going into, we're gonna do 5 players with the most pressure. I don't know, this is not a specific order, this is just 5 players with the most pressure going into 2021 season. Now, let's start it off, no further ado, Austin Jackson. The reason why Austin Jackson has an immense amount of pressure on him is because of one simple fact. First of all, he's a tackle. He didn't have the best season last year. And when you're a tackle, you always have a lot of pressure. But once we passed up on Penei Sewell, that's when really verified right there that he had a bunch of pressure on him, because we passed up on a potential generational talent at a left tackle for you, okay, to keep you, okay? And that shows a level of trust right there. And so at the end of the day, he needs to perform like the first round draft pick that he is this season, or we're not going to get a lot accomplished this season. See, I think the worst position to have a player playing bad on is offensive line, because when you have a bad offensive lineman, you're not getting any, like, you can't really pass, you can't run. They mess up the whole team. Let me tell you something. If Austin Jackson doesn't block, Jalen Waddle's receiving doesn't matter. Okay, Myles Gasket, like nobody matters. Okay, nobody matters if this man does not block. I know that's a lot, but it's true. If he doesn't block, nothing matters. We drafted the best deep threat in the draft. How much does it matter if Tua has 2 seconds to throw the ball? Austin Jackson has a lot of pressure, and I think he'll live up to it, but he has a lot of pressure this season. And he needs to live up to it, and if he doesn't, I'm done with him, okay? It's the second year, I don't care. Listen, we're not 1920s no more. We don't wait 8 years for players to develop no more. Yo, you come in this league, you better be ready. Now, offensive linemen, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of, they got longer leashes, but still, it's the second year. Get it together, okay? So Austin Jackson with the most pressure, right? That would be one dude with the most pressure. Second dude I got with the most pressure is Byron Jones. Now, with the recent developments out of Miami Dolphins with Xavier Howard acting like he don't want to play, this, that, and the third. I see him on Instagram posting all this cryptic stuff. And I don't like to think that everything's about the Dolphins, but sometimes like some of the things he posts, I'm like, is he talking about the Dolphins here? Like, I'm not sure, but I see him posting all this stuff on Instagram. Listen, I don't know what's up with Xavier Howard right now. I'm sure he'll play. Nobody's turning down over $10 million to try to sit out and prove a point. Trust me, he'll be there. We're just waiting and playing the waiting game right now. But Byron Jones, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on you regardless, because you're the highest paid player on the team. And when you're the highest paid player, you can't be the second best player at your position. That just doesn't really make sense. You're expected to be the first. I don't care how good Xavier Howard is. You're supposed to be better because you make more money. So I need Byron Jones to have a stellar season. If you look at his numbers from last season, he had a pretty good season for a regular cornerback life. But for what we paid him for, he did not live up to the expectations. He did have 2 interceptions, which is normal, which is better than usual. But you didn't really pay him for interceptions. You paid him to be a shutdown corner. He allowed 60% completions, and he never did that before in his career, I don't think, or at least the last 4 years, he never did that. And so, you know, he didn't have his strongest year with us last year, despite having the 2 interceptions. He definitely did not have his strongest year. So I'm expecting a better season. Xavier Howard feels like he's just the best cornerback to ever play the game of football. Okay, so that's the guy with a lot of pressure just because how much money he makes. I'm expecting him to be a true cornerback 1. Last year he was the cornerback 2, let's be honest. I'm expecting him to be a true cornerback 1 this game, this year. And I'm not expecting him to get more interceptions than Xavier Howard. I'm expecting him to not allow as many completions, though, as he did this year. Okay? A lot of pressure on Byron Jones. Then we get into the third guy that I think has a lot of pressure on him. Okay, we got 5 guys. The third guy, Preston Williams. Now, Preston Williams, let me give you a little backstory. Preston Williams, I ain't gonna lie, when I first seen him, I literally overhyped the fuck out of him. I thought he was the next coming of Randy Moss. I didn't really think that, but I was hyping him up like that. I remember talking to a lot of people. I'm like, this Preston Williams guy, he's the next Randy Moss. He's the next this, that, the third. And everybody used to say, who the hell is Preston Williams? Like the people that didn't know the Dolphins. Well, we get to this point now where 2 seasons later, we look at Preston Williams and say, can you play, bro? Because he hasn't been able to play these last 2 years. He's on his last year of his contract, and I don't know where the opportunities are going to come this year, but he's going to have to show something this year, or I don't see him on the roster after this year, or even really, maybe even this year. Basically, his pressure starts already, right? His pressure already started because we're deep at wide receiver. He had many opportunities to really make a name for himself, and he does have the amazing highlight plays. He has some drops, but he has a lot of highlight plays that you love to see, but it's just he can't stay healthy, and I always say your best ability is availability, and he's never available. And if you're never available, it's only a matter of time before, and I like Preston, but it's only a matter of time before you just can't be on the team anymore. Now, he was undrafted, but he was always talented. I think even if he doesn't play for the Dolphins, he'll find another team. But there's a lot of pressure on him this year, and I honestly don't even see a lot. And you could put Albert Wilson in this category too, where I'm looking at these guys like I don't know when the opportunity is going to come. I don't know where the opportunity is coming from. But once you get these opportunities, they better take advantage, okay? Especially Preston Williams, because again, he has all the highlight plays in the world, but he cannot stay healthy. And if you cannot stay healthy, you're a liability as far as I'm concerned, okay? So there's just a lot of pressure on him, not even just to perform, but just to stay healthy for an entire season, that you can actually carve out a role in the NFL. Because over these last 2 years, he has not even been able to carve out any type of real role besides making highlight plays because he gets injured every other game. You know what I'm saying? So we need more out of you, Preston Williams. There's a lot of pressure on you because I'm afraid that this may be your last season in a Dolphins jersey, if you even make the team this year. But this might be the last we see of Preston Williams, okay? Then we get to the other guy with the most pressure, Myles Gaskin. We got one more person after this, and I think you guys know who it is. But anyways, we get to Myles Gaskin. Myles Gaskin, running back. Listen, nobody expected you to ever be in this position, not even yourself. We thought we was going to pick up another running back to really take your spot. This year, Myles Gaskin appears to be starting. We do have Malcolm Brown. Who knows how that's going to work out, but let's just be honest here. Myles Gaskin, if he's starting, Myles Gaskin, you will never have this other opportunity again. If you don't perform here, and again, it depends a lot on the line and everything, but if you don't perform here, you'll never have this opportunity again in your NFL career. And I'm 100% saying that with 100% certainty because nobody's ever going to let Myles Gaskin start if you don't. This is one of them things where he's at a position where it's easy to replace, it's easy to get rid of. Like they move in, they come in, they go. This is Myles Gaskin opportunity. Everybody thought we was going to draft a running back this year and that he wasn't even going to have this opportunity. But if he's going to be able to be a starter, this is probably going to be his only opportunity to start ever in his career if he doesn't make it count. So that's just the facts. Because no other team is Myles Gaskin starting on besides ours. And I don't even know how he's starting on ours, but that's another topic. So Myles Gaskin, you have to perform this year, or you're still going to be on the team. You still have a role, maybe third downs, but you'll never start again if you don't perform this year. That's just facts, okay? And that's why there's so much pressure on you, okay? And now let's get into the final guy that has the most pressure on him coming to this season. Tua. Y'all already knew this was going to happen. And here's the thing, guys. We can pretend that Tua doesn't have a bunch of pressure on him. We can act like, oh, it's his second year. Even if he sucks, it's okay because it's his second. We can pretend that. But let's be honest. I think the people that are saying that are scared to set expectations because they're scared to know when he failed. Okay? Don't act like there's not pressure on Tua. There is. And if you're acting like they're not, just ask yourself, do you actually believe there's no pressure on Tua? Or are you saying that because if he fails, you want to have a security blanket? No, there's pressure on Tua, right? I think he'll exceed, but let's be honest here. When you have Trevor Lawrence coming in the league and he might blow this league by storm, take over this league by storm, I'm sorry. When you have a guy like Justin Herbert, who already just had one of the best rookie seasons out of anybody in NFL history, guys, this is not 1950 no more. Okay, we don't give quarterbacks 5 years to learn playbooks and all that stuff. Those days are over. You come in, you especially with a quarterback like Tua, where he came in NFL ready. He didn't come in and they say, oh, this guy's a project. He came in, he was pro ready. So we got to see the pro readiness this year, and I think we will, but let's not act like there's not a lot of pressure. Again, if our line's blocking with the weapons we have, if Tua doesn't have a great season, Not saying that it's pressure to the point where he's ever going to be a threat of not being our quarterback for the future. But when I say if he has a bad season this year, that it's going to put him in a position where, again, right now I feel like he has a lot of hate even from inside the own fan base. But it's going to be in a position where he's going to get an extreme amount of hate. Okay, and there's going to be a lot of people talking about we need to look at another quarterback next year. After this, I don't think we will. I think he has 3 years minimum, 4 years, regardless. But we're not gonna act like there's not a lot of pressure on him, especially with Justin Herbert. Again, people look at what their peers are doing. When you look at what Justin Herbert did, you're like, yeah, we need more out of Tua. Again, this was not a project quarterback. So that's if people want to compare him to Josh Allen. Josh Allen, everybody, when he came in the league, everybody said he was a project. He had a humongous arm. He was a project quarterback. So when Josh Allen takes a long time to develop, you say, well, we knew he was a project. People said Justin Herbert was a project. He didn't look like a project. He looked good. Tua was never no project. He was pro ready. So now we're ready to see that pro readiness. And if we don't see that, then it's going to be an issue. All right? Simple as that. Get in the comment section, know what you guys think. If you agree, if you disagree, who do you guys think has the most pressure in the NFL right now? Like, comment, subscribe, roll to 11K. KFLeXin. I'm out.